Welcome back, student. Let us continue the topic. Now, after learning the composition of the blood, now next comes, let us try to understand a bit more about RBC, WBC, and platelets. So, in order to understand properly, I have decided to compare all the three different types of cells. The first one is RBC, WBC, platelets. Now, if you compare their shape, what we find is RBC are mostly circular, disc shaped with a concavity in the middle. Concavity means depressed portion in the middle, just like pizza. Okay, so circular, disc shaped with concavity in the middle. And then if you talk about WBC, they are mostly irregular shape or amoeboid shape. They do not have any definite shape. So that is why their shape is defined as irregular. Okay, and then next comes platelets. Platelets are usually oval or spherical. Then again, after that, if you compare their sizes, okay, what we see is that out of these three different cells, WBC has the largest cell, the biggest cell. Okay, then smaller than this, WBC is RBC, and platelets are the smallest blood cells. Then again, next, let us discuss about the nucleus. Nucleus, you see, in case of RBC, nucleus is present when they are young, but as they become mature, they lack this nucleus. Whereas in case of WBC, nucleus is always present, and in case of platelet, it is absent. And the next topic is pigments. In case of RBC, red pigments called hemoglobin are present, about which we'll discuss after this topic. Okay. Then in case of WBC, it is colorless. It is without any pigment. And again, in platelets also pigments are absent. Now, if you compare in terms of their lifespan, RBC, their life cycle completes within 120 days. After 120 days, they are died, and then again they are destroyed in the liver. Okay, whereas WBC, about the WBC, their lifespan is about 2 weeks, and platelets, they may remain alive for 3 to 5 days. Okay, then after that comes, see, one more important point you need to remember, that all the blood cells are produced in the bone marrow of long bones. Okay, inside the bone of long bones, there is a cavity which is filled with the bone marrow. In this bone marrow, these blood cells are usually produced. Now, their main functions, what is their role in our body? RBC mainly consists of hemoglobin, so that is why they are responsible for carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide. They help in the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body. And about the WBC, they mostly they usually act as a soldier. Okay, so they fight against the germs, they kill the germs. Okay, and protects our body. So they provide protection to our body by killing the germs. They act as a soldier. And about the platelets, they help in blood clotting. About the mechanism of blood clotting, we'll be discussing later. Now the next topic, hemoglobin. Now there are still some more points which are there to be studied under the topic RBC. RBC also called erythrocyte. It consists, as I told you, it consists of the red pigment called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, the first part, hemi means iron, globin represents the protein. So hemoglobin is a combination of iron and protein, okay, which is responsible for carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now what happens is that when we inhale the oxygen, okay, that oxygen in the lungs diffuses into the blood. Okay, in the blood, this oxygen combines with the hemoglobin, and thereby an unstable compound is formed called oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin. So oxyhemoglobin, if you are asked to define, you need to say that oxyhemoglobin is an unstable compound which is formed by the combination of hemoglobin and oxygen. Or when hemoglobin combines with oxygen, forms an unstable compound called oxyhemoglobin. It is in this form oxygen is carried from the lungs to different cells of the body. Then again, after that comes carboaminohemoglobin. Then when the oxygen reaches each and every cells, it oxidizes the food molecule and thereby carbon dioxide is produced. This carbon dioxide combines with hemoglobin again and forms another unstable compound called carboaminohemoglobin. Carboaminohemoglobin. So carboaminohemoglobin is an unstable compound formed by the combination of hemoglobin and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide in this form is carried by the blood to the lungs from where it is expelled out. Then after that we need to discuss about carbon monoxide, poisoning and carboxyhemoglobin. Now what happens is that if you are sleeping in non-ventilated room or where this one what you call where there is no proper ventilation and if fire is burning inside the room, then what will happen is that in the presence of insufficient air, the carbon dioxide which is produced gets converted into carbon monoxide. This carbon monoxide, when you inhale or when we inhale carbon monoxide, then what happens is that hemoglobin will have two options, whether to pick up oxygen or carbon monoxide. Now we need to remember here that hemoglobin has greater affinity for carbon monoxide as compared to oxygen. So that is why hemoglobin will prefer to pick up carbon monoxide and thereby an unstable compound is formed called carboxyhemoglobin. So carboxyhemoglobin is a compound formed by the combination of hemoglobin and carbon monoxide. Okay. Now what happens is that if you continuously inhale this carbon monoxide, then we may suffer from suffocation, dizziness. Okay. And in severe cases it may cause the death of the person also. Okay. So such condition is what you call carbon monoxide poison. Okay. Then again after that another topic, deficient but efficient. RBC, many cell organelles inside these RBC cells are absent, but still due to the absence of these cell organelles, it makes the RBC more efficient to perform its function. Now, how many different cell organelles that are absent in RBC? The first is endoplasmic reticulum, and then again second is nucleus. Nucleus they lack at maturity, and then again the last one is mitochondria. Due to the absence of endoplasmic reticulum and nucleus, the surface area for carrying oxygen increases. It can accommodate more and more oxygen. Okay, so becomes more efficient due to the absence of endoplasmic reticulum and nucleus. And next, due to the absence of mitochondria, RBC cannot utilize oxygen for itself. So RBC becomes more suited for performing the function to carry oxygen. So that is why we say that it is deficient but efficient. Now after this the next topic is there, that is WBC, different types of WBC. Okay, we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you very much.